So you're thinking about buying real estate. Now, one of the decisions you're going to have to make when purchasing real property is the type of home ownership you want to have or parts thereof. Now, there are essentially 4 different types of home ownership that are available: the freehold, the condo, the leasehold, and the cooperative. Each type of home ownership is slightly different, and in today's video, we're going to uncover what those differences are and what they mean to you. Now, when we come to types of home ownership, it's important to note the differences between the various options that are available. There are essentially 4 types of home ownership, and in this section we're going to cover each of those types and tell you a little bit about the pros and cons of each so that you can make the best decision. Now, the first type of home ownership that I would like to talk about is the freehold property. And freehold properties are the ones that we are most familiar with. A freehold property is where you own the building or the structure and the land upon which it rests. In this particular instance, you're required to maintain not only the building, but also the property itself. So mowing the grass, making sure that the snow is off the sidewalk, those kinds of things. And freehold properties, for the most part, offer you the greatest amount of flexibility as to what you can do with your home. And basically, you are only limited by, restrictions of the Crown or restrictions within the municipality or the building code. But you can do, other than that, pretty much whatever you want to do. So you can paint your house whatever color you want, you can put whatever color roof shingles that you want, you can finish your driveway however you want. So there is more flexibility with the freehold style of home ownership. The second type of home ownership is known as the condo, and in many parts of Canada it is referred to as a strata. In this case, you own your unit and you share ownership of all of the common areas with other unit owners. So what would be these other common areas? They would include things like exterior walls, windows, gardens, driveways, hallways, elevators, foyers, and any social areas within the condominium. Now, the condominium corporation is responsible for maintaining and repairing the common areas of the property. So again, this type of home ownership is really good if you're not a handy person, you don't have a lot of time, you're not here a lot, you can just leave it up to the condominium corporation to do the maintenance for you. In return, you're required to pay a monthly condo fee. The condo fee will vary depending on the condominium corporation. So each condo building or each townhouse building set of units will have its own condominium corporation, and they will have their own set fees based on what services they provide, and it's also reflective on the age of the condominium. So usually the newer the building, the lower the maintenance fees, because there's really not a lot that they have to fix. Now, also part of your condominium monthly fee will go towards putting money into the reserve fund, so that if there is something that the condominium corporation has to fix or maintain, that they're going to pull the money from the reserve fund in order to make those repairs. Condominium corporations also come with rules and regulations. And these rules and regulations are basically put in place to provide equal type of enjoyment of the premises for all of the residents of the condominium corporation. But these rules and regulations may or may not work for your individual case. So some of the things you want to know about the condominium corporation is, what are the rules and the regulations? So for example, if it's a condominium apartment, can you have pets? If you can have pets, is there any restrictions on the number of pets, the kind of pets, or the size of pets. Because if you have your little dog Sparky, you may want Sparky to come with you. So you want to know these types of things. Other rules and regulations may involve, whether or not you can have a barbecue on your patio or your balcony. So you also may want to look in at what rules and regulations are in place. In terms of a condominium, for a townhouse, there may also be regulations. So for example, they may say that the condominium corporation looks after everything on the exterior of the building. So you can't change the roof color to your own roof or your own color. You may not be able to change the garage doors or the front doors or paint them your own unique color. You may or not be able to put gardens or size of gardens, and some of them may have restrictions as to whether you can fence off the backyards. So these are some of the things that you want to look at if you're looking towards a condominium home ownership style. The third type of home ownership is known as the leasehold. In a leasehold situation, you own your unit, but you are renting or leasing the land upon which it sits. So it's important to note what type of leasehold you have. Some leaseholds will be for a fixed period of time in which they say, you can put your house here for 99 years. Other leaseholds may say you can put your house here, and at the end of the leasehold period, whatever that may be, you have the option to buy out the land. Now that buyout can be either a fixed amount or an escalating amount, and it's important to note the difference. In a fixed leasehold amount buyout, at the time you're purchasing the property, that buyout price will be disclosed. So at the end of your term, you can buy out the lease for whatever was agreed upon. In an escalating leasehold buyout, things are a little bit different. An escalating leasehold means that the price of the property continues to rise or escalate. And at the end of the buyout period, it will be whatever market value is suggesting. So that type of leasehold buyout is a little bit tricky, and you want to be aware of that before you commit to purchasing a leasehold property with an escalating buyout. The fourth type of home ownership is known as the cooperative or the co-op. Now, in this particular instance, you are not purchasing a specific unit. Instead, you are buying a share of the entire building and its grounds, and you are assigned a specific unit in which to live. When you go to sell a cooperative, the cooperative's board of members can either reject or accept an incoming buyer. They may choose to reject that incoming buyer if they feel that they will not be an asset to the community. So it makes it a little bit harder to sell that type of property. Also, mortgage loan insurance is not available on cooperative properties, so you will have to have a substantial down payment, a minimum of 20% of the purchase price. In today's video, we covered the 4 different types of ways in which you can purchase property or parts thereof: the freehold, the condo, the leasehold, and the cooperative. In this way, you can sort of assess what's needed by yourself and your family and select the style of home and the type of home ownership that best suits your needs. If you found this video informative, please like and subscribe below so that we can put out more great content. And if you have a friend or a family member who would find this information helpful, please go ahead and share. Thank you so much for the privilege of your time, and we look forward to seeing you on our next video.